Hey everybody and welcome back. So like I said, I was going to do a book review on this right here. It is A Whole New World by Liz Brazwell. I'm not good with names, but I'm gonna tell you guys what I think of this book and some of it. And yes, if you're wondering, I did just put makeup on just for this video, just for you guys. So no, this is about a book. This isn't anything else. But also I used my birthday eyeshadow palette. So tell me if you guys like it, whatever. I don't know how I feel about it. My husband says it's the best look I've done so far, so I might just keep it. But if you haven't read this book and you're wanting to, it's okay if you go ahead and click off the video and wait until you actually read it before you watch this, and then come back and watch it and tell me in the comments below what you thought of it. So. Are you done? Okay, go away. Anyways, so let's get into it. So I wasn't, if you guys have watched my vlogs, I wasn't that excited about. Go away. I wasn't that excited about this book. I wasn't that excited about this book when I started it. Because like the first 3 chapters were exactly like the movie, and that didn't get me too excited. It was kind of boring and I wasn't too excited, and I told you guys that in my vlogs or whatever. But once after I got into it and I started reading it, it is so good. It is such a good book. And spoilers, guys, remember, spoilers right here, right now. I'm about to spoil some of the book for you, so go ahead, click off if you want to read it. But let me tell you. So Jafar gets the lamp and Aladdin doesn't. He gets stuck in the cave of wonder without the lamp, but he still has a boo and he has the magic carpet. He has to dig. He has to dig. Go away. He has to dig his way out of the cave of wonder, and then finally he does. It takes him about 3 days, and while that's happening, Jafar comes. Anyways, those 3 days that he is gone, he comes back, and Jafar has already killed the Sultan. He killed Jasmine's dad. He threw him over the balcony and kills him, straight up kills him. And he puts this, the city is happy because it's raining bread and it's raining gold, and so the city is happy and everybody's happy except for Jasmine. Well, her dad just died and stuff, and she meets the genie, and in this version the genie and Jasmine are closer than Aladdin and the genie because they don't really meet and whatever. So they become friends, and the genie makes her wedding dress because Jafar is gonna make her marry him because I guess he's in love with her or whatever. But he is furious that he cannot make Jasmine and the people of Agrabah love him. So Aladdin figures out what happens, and then he goes and meets up with his 2 friends. They are, I can't remember their names right now, but he meets up with his 2 friends. One's a girl, one's a boy, and they used to be friends when they were little, but they got into a lot of trouble, and Aladdin's mom didn't want him to be hanging around with them, so he didn't. He moved on, but he meets up with them, and he finds out what's going on in the city, and he sees all this fake gold and all this stuff, and so he sneaks into the palace because he knows the secret passage to get into the palace, because that's how he got out, because of the Cave of Wonder and Jafar dressed up as the old man and stuff. So he sneaks in, he finds Jasmine, they escape with Raja, her tiger. Sadly, the magic carpet gets left behind and it gets torn up by Jafar. He tears it up and he puts it on some of his guards, because he does find a magic book that starts to bring people back to life, and they're like the zombie guard and stuff. So, and then the main guard, like, you know in the movie, that big fat guard, I think is, I can't remember what his name is, but he's always chasing Aladdin. He dies in this version too. He gets smushed by a pillar. And Jasmine, Raja, Aladdin, and Abu are the only ones that make it out alive. Okay. They are hiding in the thieves' hideout, and they're making a plan to steal all these books and stuff. So Jafar can't make the people of him, and so he can't make them come back from the dead. But as I already told you, he found that book, and so they're fighting him, and they're making all these plans and stuff. Well, one of the heists goes wrong, and one of his friend's dad and niece and nephew gets trapped, and they get taken to the palace, and they are put into one of those hourglasses. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And like in the movie, how Jasmine was stuck in the hourglass. So they get stuck in the hourglass, and they have 24 hours before the people, they'll die. So what they do is they devise a plan. Aladdin, his two friends, are going to go into her palace to try and get the book, get the lamp, and get his friend's family out. So that's what they do, and they go, and his friend that's a girl, she gets captured because they're dressed up as guards, and then they go through the secret passage, and they get attacked by these two guards because they're like, "You're liars, you guys aren't guards, you shouldn't be in here." So his friend that's a dude, he gets really hurt, and at this time Jasmine turns herself in because people are dying and she doesn't want her people of Agrabah to die. So she turns herself in, and then she, sorry, it takes me a second to remember. She says she's gonna marry him, so immediately on the spot, Jafar goes, gets the priest. They're in the middle of getting married, and she sees that Aladdin and his friend are there, so she's trying to focus. She's trying to keep the attention not on the room behind them, the throne room, because they were out on the balcony. They were doing a live, like, they were letting everybody see that they're getting married and stuff. So they're doing that. His name was Dubin, I think. That's his friend's name. He was hiding behind a curtain, and Aladdin went to go grab the lamp, but when he did that, two gargoyles jumped up and grabbed him, and that didn't happen. And Jafar's like, "I'm gonna make you the only one that doesn't love me, so you'll be in a city of people that loves me," and blah blah blah, and all this other stuff. And he's like, and then Aladdin's like, "You should know that street rats don't travel by themselves." And then Dubin jumps out of the corner, or out of the curtain, and he gets I'm doing a video, and he gets the gargoyles off of him, and there's a big fight. They free his family, and at the end, because the genie is being tortured at this part, he's like all tied up and stuff, and he's being tortured, and he can't help because he belongs to Jafar. Well, at the end, who was it? Jasmine gets the book, and she knows some of it, so she makes Jafar powerless and everything. She was going, stop it, Isabel. She was going to kill him, but decided not to because she wanted to give a fair trial and then have a public execution. But I guess they were all walking away, and Aladdin's friend grabs the book, starts reading it, and makes Jafar choke on sand. And before he died, he still had one wish left, so he wished that when he dies, all magic in the world would end. So he dies, and that happens. There's no more magic. The genie turns into a human, and he's kind of depressed about that. He doesn't want that. But basically, that's the end of it. Jasmine and Aladdin, they are together in this, and she's the new sultan, and they're trying to rebuild the city, and everybody's happy. But it is such a good book, and I left a lot out. There is a lot more in this, and it is really, 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 really good. Like throughout the whole book, I thought that they'd get the lamp and then try to turn back time, so stuff like that wouldn't happen. And turn back the time, and Aladdin get the lamp, but that didn't happen. Like, that's what I thought was gonna happen, But if you've read this book, tell me how you, tell me your thoughts on it and how you liked it and everything. And I know that I told you guys the next book I was going to read was the Shannon Rose book, but I lied. I got this when we went to Columbus. I know I said I was going to read the Shannon Rose book, but I got this when we went to see the Hot Air Balloon Festival, and I'm going to read this first. I'm actually almost done with it. I read this in high school, and I absolutely loved it, so I'm reading it now, and I'll probably read all of them, and then I'll get to the Shannon Rose book. But tell me if you guys are excited about that review, and tell me how you guys thought of this review, and if you read the book or whatever. But I hope you liked that video. Okay, Isabel, I'll get you a banana. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Okay, Isabel, I will. but that's... It's green. It's not going to taste good. Here, have Daddy open it. Okay. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.